Happy Thanksgiving, church family. How in the world are you doing? I am doing fantastic. This is my second most favoritist holiday, with Christmas and Easter being tied for first. I love Thanksgiving. I love the food. I love spending time with my family. And of course, I love the pie. Oh, pumpkin pie, apple pie, pecan pie, all the pies. Love them all. But for many years, I didn't really get a typical Thanksgiving. When I was in the military, we didn't really get to come home for Thanksgiving. We did get to come for Christmas, but never really got a Thanksgiving dinner while I was in the Army. When I left the military, I worked a retail job for a few years, and I missed even more Thanksgivings because, of course, in American culture, as soon as we get done talking about how thankful we are and giving thanks for all of the blessings that we have in our life, we immediately have to rush out and trample our fellow human beings to death over a perceived sale on TVs. So that's just the culture that we're in. So when I was working retail, I didn't really get a Thanksgiving or yeah, I didn't really get to celebrate in the typical fashion. But today I thought we would look at Psalms 100, one of the only psalms that specifically addresses being in a spirit of thanksgiving. And so it reads like this: Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. This passage, it immediately tells us to shout for joy. When was the last time that you shouted for joy? Can you remember that the last time that you were so excited, so stoked, so incredibly elated, or so in awe that you could not hold it in? You had to just belt out a huge and joyful shout for joy. Um, can you remember that maybe you were at a concert, or maybe you saw your favorite team score a touchdown? I think a lot of times we get the idea that worship is just standing in a pew and reading words off a screen as a band plays. But I believe the kind of worship that we're going to experience in heaven is going to be loud and it's going to be rowdy because we are going to be in the very presence of the source of all of our affection, which is God Almighty. And so likewise, worship on earth should be just as rowdy and just as loud. We worship God because He created us. He created the cosmos with the same fingers He used to carve out the universe, are the very same fingers He used to sculpt your frame. When we think of God as creator, sometimes we can forget how close He is to us. It's easy for us to fall into the idea that God is like some distant watchmaker who sets the universe in motion and then he steps away to just let it tick away. But this passage also tells us that not only is God our creator, he is our shepherd. He is not just out there somewhere. He is standing right beside you. He's guiding you. He's correcting you. He's taking the very best care of you. Because of the sacrifice that Jesus made for you on the cross, we now have access to God. We can enter into his gates with hearts full of thanksgiving. And if you have not accepted the free gift of salvation, I would like to encourage you to just get in touch with us at the church. We would love to tell you how you can have access to a God that truly loves and adores you. This passage ends with, For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. It's wild to think that this passage was written, 3,000 years ago or so. And his love for us and his faithfulness is still enduring and will continue to endure forever. And I'm sure that you are going to be thinking about today what you were thankful for, and I'm sure that you'll probably even share those things around a carcass of a dead bird at some point today. But I would like to challenge you to to think about ways that you can use those things that you're thankful for to bless others around you. Well, thank you so much for tuning in this morning. I hope you were blessed. Have a very happy Thanksgiving, church family.